Good evening and welcome to the Cheltenham Exchange and our November meeting preview for Cheltenham coming up this weekend. The year's flying by already. So we've got nearly a full squad. No Matty again, I'm afraid. But we've got Alex, freshly back from a trip to South Africa. Kenilworth races last week, were you all?
It was beautiful, OJ. I don't like flat racing, but it was really nice. With like a nice little box, free entry, cheap beer, everything you don't get from Cheltenham. And I loved it. And I love Cheltenham.
Good man. So nice to have you back, Al. We've got the Grim Rainer, who's been doing a lot of work recently with his Magnus Magnusson impressions. If you haven't checked out our Brain Power series, he has been doing a great job of quizzing some celebrated Twitter faces recently. So, yeah, give them a watch. And if anybody wants to take part, you're more than welcome.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments who you want on.
Let us know in the comments. How are you doing, Ian? All good?
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much, OJ.
Excellent. And Jonny, sitting there in Sunny Rill. Looks like he might have had his ears lowered a bit.
Yeah.
Nice sharp haircut there, Jonny.
Yeah, ready for the weekend down in Cheltenham.
Excellent. Going down Friday morning?
Yeah, for the 3 days. Yeah. So should be good.
Excellent. Good to see you all, chaps. So yeah, tonight we're gonna have a quick look through the racing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Wednesday evening at the moment, so declarations were made at 10 o'clock this morning for Friday's races. Slightly underwhelming in some races, but there we go. But at least we know the fields for Friday. Saturday and Sunday less clear at the moment, but we'll have a little sift through and pick out anything that the boys may be fancying. Before we dive too much into it, quick mention for Racing Pins, the team at Racing Pins again, who've very kindly collaborated with us this year. There we go, Cheltenham Exchange pin on show for Ian. We should all be wearing them, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Bit of a letdown there, boys. Oh, well done, Al. Well done, Al.
Alex took his to South Africa.
I did. I took mine there. It was a pride of place at Kenilworth, so international support there.
Excellent. Excellent. So, yeah, and we had a recent competition, didn't we, Ian?
Yeah, we did.
Wasn't Chippers,
Paul, I think Paul was the guy's name that won the competition. So you should have his Cheltenham Exchange pin from me and the selection of 4 pins from Connor and the guys, hopefully in the next few days.
Excellent. Good stuff. Just keep your eyes peeled for more competitions on the way, along with Racing Pins, Connor and the team. So thank you to them. And without further ado, we may as well get into the racing. So Friday, we picked out, well, we said 3. We'll go 4 races on Friday and then touch on the other couple and see whether there's anything else chucked in there as a bonus. So we're starting off with the second race on Friday, which is the Paddy Power Novices Chase over 3.5 miles, a furlong, I think, is it? Only 4 entries.
Yep.
Only 4 entries. We've got Springwell Bay, Highland, Buddy One, Resplendent Glory. Couple of these won at the November meeting last year over hurdles, I think. Springwell Bay and Buddy One. Was Buddy One the one that was tanked in the betting? If I remember right.
So.
So, who wants to kick us off? Ian, do you want to kick us off? I know you've got one here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'll go with one.
Don't worry.
No shock that it's Nicky Henderson horse. It's Highland. One here at the October meeting at the distance and on the ground. So that's a massive, massive plus for me. It's got a better record on this type of ground than Springwell Bay. It's got a couple of pounds as well on it. I think he's carrying 11.5 and Springwell 11.7. Springwell Bay is yet to win at this distance. So that's what kind of swung me to choose Highland. Granted, I think he had 12 stone both times. I think one was a Potemps qualifier. But I think he's better for a bit of juice in the ground. So that was my thinking, OJ. So Highland winning the distance for me. I think best price you can get 5 to 2 at the minute.
Lovely. So there's a shocker for everyone. Ian kicks off the show with a Nicky Henderson horse. Alex, put your hand up just a bit too late there. Sorry about that.
Sorry, OJ.
Right.
I'll be honest. I've had a look through the market this race, and I really can't understand the price on Buddy One. He was a 154 rated hurdler, which is £9 better than Springwell Bay, and the best part of £20 better than the other two. He won on Chase debut this year, and then he was third in that listed chase with Hartwood and my mind's gone blank. It was the other week, wasn't it?
Corbett's Cross.
Yes, yeah. He was third in that race, and those two are like they're sort of second season chasers, so obviously much more experienced than him. I know some people said he jumped really badly that day, but I didn't think he was too bad. He won here in November last year in obviously over hurdles. He's also won on good ground before. He was fourth in the stayers. None of these horses would be anywhere near good enough to be probably finish a stayers, let alone be fourth in one. And not only that, but he also gets £5 off Springwell Bay, despite being £9 better than him as a hurdler. So that's £14 in my eyes. And then he gets £3 off Highland, and he was £20 better than him as a hurdler. And I mean, I just can't understand why he's 5 to 1, and the other horses are much shorter than him. I don't know if I'm missing something, or I just think to me, it's just a complete mystery.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, I'm getting stuck in.
Yeah, so he's running.
I obviously didn't know what you guys were picking, but I did have it written down. Does anyone think I'm mad thinking that Buddy One seems a ridiculously long price at 5 to 1? He's also second in the Liverpool hurdle in April at Aintree.
None of these can do that.
It's pretty damn consistent.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 7 as well. Like, I mean, they're all 7 other than Resplendent Grey. So, like, he's well entitled to keep improving. So, yeah, mental.
Nice price, 5 to 1 currently. Then that's lovely. Got me excited there, Al. Johnny.
Yeah, it's a good case made by Alex there. He's nearly got me changing my mind, I think. But I'm going to be boring and stick with my old favourite, Springwell Bay. Not really original, I know, but I quite liked his debut, actually, once he warmed up. He was slow at the start, didn't jump the best, but as he further on in the round, he seemed to jump better and better. So I quite liked his performance. It was pretty decent. Obviously, he's got some form at the track as well, hasn't he, over hurdles. He's won a race here over hurdles before. And also the stable's in form as well. And it's not very often you say that about John Joe, is it, having a lot of winners? But he's had 10 winners in the last 14 days at a strike rate of 36%, which is quite good. So I just think he's quite hot at the minute. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Springwell Bay.
Springwell Bay for Johnny. Didn't someone say recently that John Joe Jr. is more involved in the training side of things now as well?
Yeah, he's joint trainer, I believe.
Is he?
But they said
it's his other brother that's trainer, isn't it?
Oh, it's his other brother. Okay.
Yeah.
AJ O'Neill, is it, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Thank you, boys. So, even though we've only got 4 runners, we've got 3 different selections in there. So, Highland for Ian, Springwell Bay for Johnny, and Buddy One for Alex.
And for you, OJ, and for you.
Well, the coffee jar's already itching with that one. So we move on to the second race that we're looking at on Friday, which is the Schlur Chase. 4 runners again, which was that the case last year? I think it probably was. John Bond and Edward Stone reopposing. Pretty sure they took each other on in this last year.
4 last year, OJ.
4 last year, I thought it was.
The other 2 were Nube Negra and Editor de Gite.
Edward Stone, Alex, he was one of yours, wasn't he? You know, a couple of years back. He is still. He could do it.
I still love him, but I mean, he's never best first time out. And yeah, I just think John Bond wins. Let's just move on for me.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, same as Alex. If he's fit, he wins. Not really being a fan of Edward Stone, to be honest. I know he had his day in the sun, didn't he, a couple of years back? But apart from that, he's gone backwards, I think. Obviously, still like Unexpected Party, but he's a bit out of his depth here. So maybe he should have gone in one of the handicaps. But he's probably trying to get some weight off, isn't he, for maybe a handicap further down in the season. So expect him to be 20 lengths or something off the lead. So yeah, drop a few pounds. So yeah, John Bon all the way.
Good, Ian. No doubt it's you're in the John Bon camp, but yeah. Any thoughts?
Stick him in the double with Highland, Hendo double.
Yeah, happy enough.
He's got his ground, John Bon. So he's got his good ground. So he won this last year. And so Edward Stone, yeah, he did have his day in the sun a year or two back, but he's 10. I'm not sure. Yeah, but yeah, John Bon for me, OJ.
Lovely, clean sweep, John Bon there. Not really any surprises. So yeah, there's no point in trying to find something that isn't there for the boys. Okay, we may as well do the cross country then. We know Alex loves this, so yeah, interesting field, Al, because conflated declaring for this has meant that compressed the weights, shall we say?
Massively, yes. You've got obviously conflated top weight, and then you've got two others that are in the weights. That's Tommy Bow and Bustleton, and then all the rest of them are out of the handicap. So they're all on 10 stone too. So yeah, it's a proper condensed handicap, isn't it?
Who wants to kick us off?
Okay.
No, Alex will go.
Alex, go.
I quite fancy the French raider, Sweet David. He's only had one run over sort of cross country before, when he was second to, two runs when he's been second on both. One of them was to Roy Marge. Previous to that, he was sort of running over like 2 miles, 2.5 miles in France. But I mean, stepping up to that sort of 3 mile 6, well, 3 mile 2 on the other start seemed to like do the world of good to him. Also, will actually like the ground, unlike a lot of these. He's actually had 3 runs on good ground. He's won 2 of them. So unlike a lot of these, he will appreciate it. I mean, he's a good double figure price still. They wouldn't be coming over if he's got no chance. That'll be my sneaky each way. But I haven't really got a massive fancy. But that's what I'd be looking at this stage.
Nice, around 10 to 1, Sweet David. Do nicely. Johnny, you got anything in here? Or I know I didn't ask you to look at it, but
not really. It might just be worth playing like a reverse forecast with like conflated and Ian's old favourite Mr. Coffee or something. I just don't know. Well, I know he loves Mr. Coffee. He's had a soft spot for him, but yeah, I've not really got a lot of interest, to be honest, in it, OJ.
That's fine.
No, so yeah.
Ian, tell me you can't be putting on Mr. Coffee.
No. I was talking to Johnny before. You see, the last time Mr. Coffee won, was it 4 years ago? I think at Sandown, 2020. But like, he's not much.
You've backed him every run since, haven't you, Ian?
Oh, it's just this is a last resort, isn't it? Putting them in the bloody cross country.
So if you don't back him on Friday, let me know, because I'll get stuck in. I can guarantee he'll win if you don't back him.
Don't. Well, I've got an Irish raider for you, OJ. It's Fame After Glory. Reason I picked him, he's got some experience over the banks. Has run here and at Punchestown, various instances, 3 mile to 4 mile, always in the top 4. I think he's, as Alex said, he's one of the ones that's got a weight of 10 stone 2 and a rated of I think he had a rated of 134 when he ran here last year, December last year. He's now 140. As we know, Cromwell's got a good record at Cheltenham, normally away from the festival. Johnny Burke on board. And as the guy said, it's a conflated's giving all of these like near on 2 stone. But yeah, it was just the experience for me of Fame After Glory over the banks that swayed it for me. I think he's about 6 to 1. So you could do a dirty each way or just go. I'll probably go for the win for Fame After Glory. But yeah, he'll be the one for me, OJ.
Lovely. Thank you, boys. So Sweet David for Alex. Fame After Glory for Ian. Johnny sort of sitting it out, really.
In the bar.
Which is fine. Which is
my
fine.
round then, Alex.
So the 3:30, the Hyde Novices Hurdle. This looks quite an interesting race. It's quite an interesting race. 6 runners. Valgrand, very eye-catching back in October, as put up by Alex.
Come on, the boy.
Won very nicely, but stepping up in trip, obviously. But yeah, pretty impressive. And then also right up the top of the market, we've got Potter's Charm, who also won on the same day, I think, was it?
I'll put him up.
Meeting. And of course, in there, Gail Marler, who I did notice has shortened in the betting today, about 11-2 now.
Still some sevens available.
Okay. Who wants to kick us off? Johnny, you haven't started yet. Come on.
Yeah, I'm struggling on this one between the top two, really. I kept going between both. I mean, this Potter's Charm is supposed to be, pretty good, but I was very impressed with Valgran last time. Won really well. Looked like he could have gone round again the way he finished. I am interested in how Gail Marler goes, because last time the jumping just went to absolute rat shit, didn't it, basically? And just really awkward, and surely she's better than that. I mean, she was being touted as a mare's novice hurdle type horse, wasn't she? But it's one of them. I mean, has she just beaten rubbish throughout the summer jumping and then come across a decent one? I don't know. So I'll be very interested just to see how she goes this time. Obviously, she gets a bit of weight. I think she gets 5 off Potter's Charm and 7 off Valgran. So, yeah, I'll probably decide on the day, but I will be definitely interested in Valgran, in Gail Marler, especially if any more money comes, because, like you say, she was 7s earlier in the day on Bet365, and now she's 11-2. So, yeah, keep my eye on that one.
Lovely. Alex, you be sticking with Valgran?
No, I'm ditching him.
Oh,
I'm coming for Gail Marler. Yeah, I put up Valgran in October. Yeah, switching sides this time. She ran £11 worse than her best last time, and like Johnny said, she jumped like a table. She's beaten 17 lengths. She's actually now £5 better off, and some of her runs in the summer were actually over 2.5 rather than the 2. So I think she'll appreciate that step up and trip again. And I mean, if she gets back to her best level of form and she gets the extra £5 and she improves for the step back up to 2.5 miles, she could go past him. So, I mean, the difference of the price is, what is it, 6-4 on Valgran, and you can get 7-1 on Gail Marler. I think at those prices, I'm happy to take a chance on her and see if she can reverse the form.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Potter's Charm obviously has also run over this distance quite impressively. Ian, what do you think?
I'm going to go for Valgran. I know. I just thought he was outstanding last time in October. I say, as Alex said, he beat the mare Gail Marler by 17 lengths, and I think he was given a £2 as well. I think he's gone up from a rated of 118 to 140 since that run, which is like unbelievable. But he did win at 2 mile free. I think it was at on the ground, a good ground at Bangor, like earlier in the season. As for Potter's Charm, I think we said about the pounds. I know he won at 2 mile 4, but I think his jumping really needs to improve. I think he still won by 2.5 lengths, but I think there was 3 clips. I think the 4th hurdle, the 4 out, and the last he didn't really jump that well. So that was my concern. That perhaps at Valgran, with his performance, maybe just jumped that bit better than Potter's Charm. But yeah, he'll be the one for me. I think you can get 7-4 best price at the minute.
Lovely. Okay, so yeah, Johnny and Ian both quite keen on Valgran. Interesting watch. But Johnny also keeping a close eye on Gail Marler, and Alex is with Gail Marler herself this time.
We've all swapped.
Yeah,
all swaps, and nobody with Potter's Charm. Very interesting. Wow. Okay, so obviously 2 races bookending the cards. I think there's a conditional jockeys handicap at this first race, is it? And a novice handicap hurdle last race. Anything any of you boys noticed in either of them? Oh, Johnny's got something. Away you go, John.
In the first race, I backed it last year in the same race and it won, was American Sniper. I think he's good price, 8-1 each way price. He won at the weekend, actually. Me and Ian were talking about it earlier. So he's gone up the £7, you get stuck on, don't you, because they don't get time to reassess. So, but then they've put a claimer on to take 5 straight back off. So effectively, well, it's a conditional, isn't it, with a £5 claim. So effectively he's only £2 higher than he should be. So he won it off a mark last year.
122. I looked earlier.
Yeah, 122. So he's roughly about a similar mark to that. So I think he's got a great chance off that.
Love that, Johnny.
So
the other thing I
American
noticed,
Sniper.
I had a look at American Sniper earlier on, and the other thing I noticed, that jockey Jerry Harney, I know he rides a lot for Pipe, but there's a horse quite well in the betting called Get a Lead, and that jockey Harney has ridden him to both of his wins in his last 2 runs. So whether Mr. Pipe has said
put him on the better one.
Yeah. Pipe, and I noticed also earlier when I was looking at American Sniper that Pipe had the first and the third in the race last year. Could be targeting it. Like that one, Johnny. Coffee jar could be rattling for that, and Buddy won.
Again, he's had a few winners as well. He's had 6 winners in the last 14 days, which isn't too bad for stable like Pipe. So, yeah, reasonable form.
Lovely. Thank you very much. American Sniper in the opener for Johnny. Ian, you said you had something. Was it in the first race as well? Or?
No, sorry, I meant in the first race on the Saturday. So ignore me, OJ.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Not
a selection from me, OJ, but something I thought was a bit odd. I can't ever remember seeing it before. But in that last race, the 4 o'clock, which is a handicap, there's a 3-year-old running in it. I don't think I've ever seen a 3-year-old running a handicap before. Just something I just scribbled down in my notes. Just never seen it before. Can't think of any other time that's happened.
Interesting.
Model approach in the 4 o'clock.
Adrian Keatley.
When I was scrolling through, I was like, is that a mistake? But no, yeah, it's right.
It's and it's not a bumper either, is it?
It's not a what, OJ?
No, it's not a bumper either, is it?
No, it's a handicap hurdle.
Yeah.
This will be his 9th run this year. Interesting.
I'm going to have a quill on this now, just in case it wins. So
14-1, Alex.
Absolutely.
Double with Gail Marler.
In honour of OJ.
Double it with Gail Marler, isn't Keatley trains Gail Marler as well, doesn't he?
Same owner, isn't it?
Yeah, both pink and black. Could be.
Nice. Good spot. Tony Martin got one in there as well, Alex.
Ooh, Alex.
Belgo Prince.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, lovely. That's I think that does us for Friday, boys. So we'll move on to Saturday, and I think the first race we said we were going to have a look at was the Arkle Trial. Obviously, Dex won't be in till tomorrow. L'Eau de Sud at the head of the market, about 7-4, I think, at the moment. Path de Rue running. There was discussion around Path de Rue, wasn't there? Plenty of discussion last month. Johnny, do you want to kick us off here?
Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be the favourite again here for me as well, although there are a couple down the market that I'll keep a close eye on. I just think he does look the best in the race, doesn't he, really, here? He's already had 1 good win this season. And he's looked pretty good, to be fair. Where did he win out? Was it Stratford last month? The ones further down, I'd be very interested in how Lookaway runs, because I like Lookaway over hurdles, didn't I? He was one I followed quite a lot last season. He's only had the 1 race, chase race at the moment, and it was in a matchup at Utoxeter, so you can't really go anything by that, can you? So at least we know he's fit. So I'll be interested to see how he goes. And obviously the old favourite Path de Rue, who won here last month when he won. But he's been beaten again since, hasn't he? So he gets beat quite a lot, doesn't he, to be fair? But he was running in a lot of big handicap chases last year in Ireland. So yeah, he might place, but I can't see him finishing maybe in the top 3, second or third, but I can't see him winning. So I think L'Eau de Sud will win.
Did it by the skin of his teeth, didn't he, last month?
He did, yeah.
Ian, what are your thoughts, mate?
Well, I'm going to go one that Johnny's just said, and I'm going to go with Lookaway. Best price, I think, is about 8-1. Very good record at Cheltenham. Had a win here and was second behind, funny enough, Iberico Lord in the Greatwood last year. Again, that's what Jonny said. Won a match battle against Personal Ambition. Again, there's no slouch at Utoxeter. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Personally, I'm not sure if Lotusid's going to run. Maybe down to the ground, and also Berical Lord his form is better on soft and heavy, so that could be a big factor. Path Daru ran on Monday, so I'm not even sure that he'll run either. So that potentially could take a couple of the top 4 out. But that was my thinking. It's one on the ground, one at the track. So yeah, Lookaway would be the one for me, OJ.
It's mad that Path Daru's running in an Arkle trial. He's had about 14 runs.
Yeah.
Really, isn't it? He'd be the most experienced in it anyway. That's one thing.
We look at he's 7, so he'd be potentially 8 going into an Arkle trial, or going into an Arkle, should I say?
Well, there were rumours that you might be wondering why John Bond wasn't running here.
Yeah, he's in the Schlo instead. I thought he'd be in here.
He'll never live that down.
Alex, come on, take it away. You're going to tell me Berical Lord, aren't you?
Well, it's already been said. I'm with Ian. I'm on Team Lookaway. I just can't ignore course form like that. I mean, that run in the Greatwood last year, when you look down the field and see what the horses, even the ones behind him, like, I mean, Lucia won, was third in the Champion Hurdle, wasn't she? And like, Nemean Lion was below him as well, and he's obviously won a Grade 2. Like, that Greatwood's been like brilliant form. That's how that's worked out. So yeah, can't ignore course form. I know it was only a match, like Jonny said at Utoxeter the other day for Lookaway, but he jumped really well the whole way, and obviously he's clearly very fit at the moment. So yeah, that's where my money be going.
Excellent, full house for Lookaway. Excellent. So we're looking at 8-1 at the moment. And as Ian says, if you might not run, it might be worth getting the early prices now before 10 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you, chaps. Like that. Lovely analysis. Right. The 220, Paddy Power, Gold Cup handicap chase. Where to begin? Protector right in here. Galore, Ian. Galore.
Your favourite, OJ.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can't see it. Right. Who hasn't started us off for a while?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, you just turned the face, OJ. My selection is Galore. Again, it's going to be, I think there's a big factor with a lot of these races. It's the ground. He's got a very good record again at Cheltenham. Won the Paddy Power for 2022. He won a handicap chase in January on this sort of ground. I don't know. Ginny's Destiny. Is that the obvious one that we're missing? I know Nichols has quite a good record in this race. Was it Stage Time won this race last year? That could be the obvious one I'm missing. But I do like Galore just purely again on the ground. And I should also give a mention. One of my horses to follow is running in this race for Harry Derham, which is Imagine. And I think I said when we done our horses to follow video, this would be the race it would be targeted at. But my concern, again, talk about ground, would be the ground. He normally needs a bit of soft, good to soft. Whether he'll get that, I don't think so. But maybe have a couple of quid on an Imagine, which I will do. But Galore will be my main pick.
Thank you, Ian. Alex?
I'm going to side with Henry de Bromhead's horse, Let's Go Champ. I thought he was excellent when he won that Grade 3 handicap at the Punchestown Festival. Travelled really well, clearly loved the ground. He's never actually won on any ground worse than good to soft. So he definitely prefers a firmer surface. It was his sort of novice chasing campaign last year, and he was given some, how do I describe it? Some very educational rides at the beginning of the season, held up in rear a few times, just sitting with the back. And then obviously won at the Punchestown Festival. I think he went up £8 for that, and then they've added another £1 like Irish tax coming here. He was then 6th at Galway as well, wasn't beaten far, and the form of that's worked out pretty well as well. I think he's a really solid each way bet. And yeah, another one where just will love the ground. I mean, we haven't for a long time had this kind of good ground, have we? It seems to be we seem to have been running on bogs for most of the last sort of season and a half. So yeah, I think this is his time. I think he could go well on a nice. I think he's 10-1 price. So
Yeah,
nice each way for me.
Lovely. Let's go champ for Ian. For Alex, sorry.
For me, yeah, not Ian.
Not Ian. Okay, Johnny, what are you on in here?
Yeah, I mean, I like Ginny's Destiny as well, but it's far too short in a race like this. It could be the obvious one, like Ian suggested earlier, like it was last year with Stage Star winning. But I'm going to go for something a bit more value, each way value. And that's We've All Been Caught, which is right at the bottom of the weights off 131. I like the combo with the jockey and the trainer in these big handicap races. Normally get horses right for it. Slight worry is their stable form is like only one winner in the last 14 days, which isn't great. But hopefully this sort of fires them off. Also, the horse has got quite a bit of course form and experience as well. So I just think that, carrying the feather down the bottom of the weights there might go well. So yeah, We've All Been Caught for me, but I expect Ginny's to run a big race as well.
Okay, lovely. So We've All Been Caught for Johnny. Let's go champ for Alex and Gallo for Ian. Interested talking about ground. I see Madara's in here. Surely would be wanting it a lot softer, surely.
Yeah, definitely better on soft ground.
Changed hands again, hasn't it? I think it's now with Dan Skelton.
Well,
it's just changed 3 times in a month.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Skelton now, is he?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So he's had one run. I forget who the trainer was.
Kieran Burke.
Yeah, and now he's with, I don't know. So he is. It's a bit of a strange one. Yeah, Safer Leach, Kieran Burke, and now Dan Skelton.
Dan Skelton. Yes, very interesting. Okay, so we sort of picked out those 2 races Saturday. Obviously, we haven't got any decks. Should we have a quick flick through the other races, race by race, see if there's anything that catches your eye? Or do you just want to... Yeah, go on, Alex.
Go on race by race, OJ. Go on race by race.
Race by race, okay. So I better make sure I've got the right...
Me and you have got one in the Triumph Hurdle trial, OJ.
So, started off Triumph Hurdle trial. Oh, have we, Ian?
Yeah, we have.
Hit me with it.
One of my horses to follow for friend of the show, DJ Jeffries, Arisante. Is carrying 10 stone 7. There's no odds at the moment, but it could be an interesting one to see how it gets on. And then your horse is running. Give it to me, OJ, for the Moors.
Oh, dear. Nobody.
I'm out, OJ.
Yeah, 50p on that.
And that 3-year-old from the handicap the day before is in that race as well.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay, so Arisante, one of your horses to follow. Anybody else fancy anything in there?
Yeah.
Johnny.
I've got keeping my eye on a couple of flat recruits there. East India Dock and My Noble Lord, who have both had one run over hurdles so far, and both won those respective races. Both really handy on the flat, especially East India Dock, rated 89 and won a Class 2 at Goodwood only in September, which is decent form. That could be anything. If it can jump, then it could run away with this. My Noble Lord had 3 out of 4 wins on the flat as well, on some less fashionable tracks, shall we say, sort of dotted around, not the big tracks like Goodwood. So that's another one whose form looks pretty good. So I'm just keeping an eye on them. Like Ian says, there's no odds, so it's hard to gauge what these are going to be, isn't it? But I think East India Dock would probably be the one I looked at most over the 2.
Trainer of East India Docks becoming more and more prominent, isn't he? That James Owen.
He's got another one in this race called Liam Swagger. It's won twice over hurdles, I think, recently. Former flat horse as well, so that could be I think same colours as well. So
excellent. Alex, anything take your eye in there?
Nope, no interest.
Okay, 110 steel plate sections limited amateur jockeys handicap chase 3 mile 1 furlong. Anything in here, boys? Jimmy the Digger ran a hell of a race the other week, didn't he, Johnny?
Brilliant, wasn't he? I thought he was going to win at one point. Came there swinging, didn't he? At one point, he always gives a good run, so he'd be one I keep an eye on each way. And obviously, Come On Teddy's in there as well, another old favourite of mine. So those two, I'll just see if they run first. Maybe just do a few quid each way on them if they show up.
Ian, transmission of interest, if you liked, Highland.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a Patrick Mullins has been booked already, which is interesting for Neil Mulholland. Again, there's no odds, and the newest one is in the race as well. Won last time out at the meeting last month, so there could be two potentially to keep an eye on.
Nothing, Al?
Nope.
No. Okay, so skipping through, what else did we? 255 race, handicap hurdle, 3 miler, Gowl Road.
I know what Alex is going to say.
Oh yeah,
Are you?
Look who's entered. 66 to 1. Deep Cave.
Oh yeah. I'll have a quid each way on him.
okay.
That's the one me and Alex picked last time. He ran like a drain.
Yeah, in October, back in October.
Yeah.
He just needed the run, Johnny. That's what he needed.
He did. He needed the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that Skyjack Hijack is running for the 48th time in the past 2 months. He's running again, 5 to 1. Won his last 4 or 5 over various distances, and so we was talking about who's the trainer, Jenny, and I thought it was John Joe, but yeah, I think it's but mad. I think it's ran nearly every week, but yeah, that one could be interesting. Go back up to 3 mile, see how it gets on the ground.
Okay, 3:30 race, Paddy Power intermediate handicap hurdle, 2 mile 5.
I got one, OJ.
Oh, go on now.
Oh,
Go on now.
He's called Hamzian. He's trained by Mr. Tony Martin. I think there could be something dodgy going on here. He was entered in 2 races on Friday, and now he's only in this race on Saturday. So I assume he's going to run. He's got Sean Bowen booked, which is to me a good sign. I had him down as a potential Fred Winter horse this year. After seeing how he finished second at Ludlow when he finished like an absolute train in February. His previous 2 races, he'd run in a grade 3 and just wasn't put in the race at all. Just sat at the back. And then the second race, he then just didn't bother either. Then he was second at Ludlow. He had a staying on 3rd at Ascot when I think he probably could have won, but he got hampered. It was a proper eye catcher. And then he went over over the flat, and he had a second at Chester. And another Tony Martin horse won that day as well, and he was flying at the end there. And he's now stepping up to 2.5 miles, and he keeps absolutely flying at the end over 2 miles. I just think it wouldn't surprise me if he goes off like 3 to 1, but it also wouldn't surprise me if he goes off 33 to 1. So there could potentially be something dodgy happening here, and I'm all in for it. I might be completely wrong though, but I'm well up for it.
and a very good jockey booking as well, Alex.
Yes, yeah, definitely great jockey booking.
10 stone too.
Chester Kirby ran in, Johnny.
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Looking now.
It was the Duke of Westminster, the Chester Plate.
Okay.
Yeah, he was second over 2 miles, 2 furlongs. And he was flying at the end, like absolutely flying. It looked a bit dodgy to me. Every time I've seen him, I'm like, is Tony Martin doing Tony Martin things here? And he might be, but he also might not be, and I might just be completely wrong. We'll find out on Saturday.
Fergal's got
Currently
one as well,
8
Alex.
to 1 at bet 365.
How much? Sorry,
8 to 1.
8 to 1, 365. Okay.
Oh,
He was 14s earlier in places. I took some 12s, but 8s now. Okay.
It's always worth having a little go on a Tony Martin one, isn't it?
oh, blimey, yeah.
Love that. Johnny Ian, anything catch your eye in there?
I just noticed one that Fergal's got one. Jack Hogan taking 3 off. Placid de Flo has won his last 5. 5-year-old. Rated a 118 could be an interesting one. See how it gets on.
Okay.
2 mile 5.
Lovely. And then there's a mare's bumper, I think, to round off the card.
No. Pass.
No interest. Should we move
Well,
on to some...
maybe on the day, but not when there's 25 of them or something at the moment.
No.
Fergal's in the bumper, Alex?
I always back Circles in a bumper. So, yeah, I'm up for that.
Try and pronounce that one. He's got...
That's your speciality, Ian, pronouncing names.
Yeah, he's got Jonny Burke on board. Siogil or something it's called.
Give that a go, Ian.
Oh, no, hang on. And
He's just don't try and pronounce horses.
No, right, but he's got another one that Jonny Burke is jocked up as well with Strong Run. So whether he's going to run 2 horses, I don't know. But
it looks like Patrick's jocked up on one as well for Willie. That'd be interesting. That comes over.
Yeah, Corinthia.
One for the day. One for on the day, then.
Yeah.
Okay. So with even less clue what's going, we move on to Sunday, which is Dysart Enos Hurdle Day. I mean, Greatwood Hurdle Day. Alex, come on, you've got to be banging that drum in the Greatwood.
Oh, are we going straight to the Greatwood, are we?
Are we not doing the 255?
Oh, sorry. My apologies. My apologies.
I thought about something else then, OJ.
Getting ahead of myself. Sorry.
You get excited, aren't you?
Okay. So sorry, yeah. The Holland Cooper handicap chase. 3.5 miles, 255 race. Nassalam top in the weights. Too high now, Johnny?
Yeah, I think he's done his winning for the time being, hasn't he? He's been brilliant over the last 18 months, 2 years, hasn't he? Winning some good races. So, yeah, he needs to drop a little bit now. I think he's probably out of his, he's just way too high and he's not going to be winning this.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Does He Know? Won this 2 years ago off 152. So obviously has the course and distance form. Now down to a winning mark of 150. So that puts him right there. Had a good blowout in the October meeting. So should be spot on for this. Also, the yard again in decent form. 4 winners from 14 runners in the last 14 days. So a lot of 4s in there. So I think he's. They've got Tom Bellamy jocked up for Kim Bailey. So yeah, I think get him out up there in the box seat and get him jumping, and he should have a good chance. I think he's about 13-2 at the moment. So decent price.
Lovely, like that, Johnny. Does he know? Nice confident selection from Johnny there.
I like that one.
Okay, Ian.
I've gone for an ex-Henderson horse, now with Toby Laws. Surrey Quest. So this race is over 3 mile 3. And he has a good record at the distance. He was second behind McDermott in the Scottish National. What's that, over 4 miles, I think? And he's only gone up £4 for that run. So I think it's due to rain on Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday. So he may get his ground. But what's the best price, 8-1? He'll be the one for me purely because he's had experience at the distance. So Surrey Quest.
Surrey Quest for Ian. Okay, Alex.
No real strong fancy, but I'll probably have a very sentimental fiver on a Buffalo Soldier who a big price once and he won for me. So let's buy it.
You'll be putting that in the exacta, won't you, Alex?
Absolutely.
There's a Matty favourite in that horse race as well.
Oh, don't mention it.
Go on, Ian.
Bally Griffin Cottage.
Oh, I think you're going to say under supervision.
Oh, yeah.
He loves under supervision.
I thought too.
Yeah.
Come on, Matty. We need you back. We need you back, Matty.
I know you laugh at under supervision, but he has actually run pretty well at Cheltenham a few times. But I know he doesn't really complete races that much anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, he always looks to be going really well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and just stops.
And then just stops dead like he's being shot.
It's like a countdown board in a minute, isn't it? U's and P's and the odd fray here and there.
Be interested. There's quite a few of these on the Racing Post site have been jocked up. Could be a decent race. Yeah, so if you're missing Matty, let us know in the comments. If you want Ian to sack him, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, straight red.
Got Scotty's contract ready.
Right, moving swiftly along. Alex, Great Wood Hurdle, take it away.
She should just win, shouldn't she? Like, because but by all accounts, she's thought of as being well ahead of her mark of 131. She obviously has beaten who's the mare that won the Mares Novice last year? Golden Ace. She beat Golden Ace at Aintree in the bumper the year before. She should just be miles ahead of this. I know on her form of what she has done last year, she isn't necessarily better than this, but that's because of the way they campaigned her because of the penalty structure for the Mares Novices Hurdle. She should just absolutely shit home, and I know this has been the plan for a long time. And I think if she hadn't had that overreach, which she got before the festival, she'd probably be a 140s horse already. So, yeah, I mean, I imagine she might even drift a little bit on the day because, I mean, it is Fergal, isn't it? And there'll probably be some Twitter wanking horse that everyone else will get stuck into. So I might wait till the day, but yeah, I think she just wins.
Love it. Jonny, you agree?
Well, yeah, I probably do agree, but I'm going to side with something else. I mean, don't be surprised if she hoses up by, I don't know, 6-7 lengths. You might be surprised at this one, actually, because like after what happened last year at these meetings. But I'm going to side with Burdett Road, which was Matty's old favourite. Now, what you got to remember is his only defeat so far over hurdles was to Sergino, who could be an absolute superstar as far as we know. He looked really good last season, and I expect him to be just as good this season as well. Sounds like he's going chasing, doesn't it? Also, he's fully fit. He's been kept over on the flat all summer, so he's had plenty of running. He should be absolutely match fit. And he was only 7 and a bit lengths behind Kyprios, wasn't he, on Champions Day? And Kyprios is absolute, even more of a superstar again. So I just think that he's probably got a really good chance. I mean, he's an each way to nothing because he's going to place, I would imagine. So if you could get like 6-1 or something on the day, 6-7-1 each way, I think he's a really good bet. I think he's got a good chance. So although I do think Enos will probably take the beating, I do think he's got a really good chance and could be the one who gets closest or even Pippa. So yeah, Burdett Road for me.
Burdett Road. Nice one. Like that, Jonny. And Ian.
Well, funny, Alex was saying about what the wanking horse is going to be. I was just about to say it's going to be Burdett Road, and then Jonny put him up. I'm going to side with Alex. I don't need to say much else. I think Dysart Enos, was it like someone said she's like £20, some ridiculous well in, they reckon. And agree again what Alex said, she probably would have won the Mares Novice Hurdle at Cheltenham. Yeah, not much else to add. I think she wins.
Lovely. Be a good watch. Be a good watch. Okay. Yeah, same again. Anything else Sunday? I don't think there's any point in going through race by race. Anything else caught your eye on Sunday, boys?
I've just got one that I just want to keep an eye on in the first. It's Honeyball's horse, Dance and Glance. Won a bumper back in May, looked to scoot away quite nicely. I don't think that it beat much, to be honest, but it's just one that I had noted down here. See what kind of price it is and if it runs. But yeah, that was in the 110, Dance and Glance.
Lovely. Thank you, Jonny. Ian, anything else on Sunday?
Not me. I've just noticed that there's a novices handicap chase, the 145, and Henderson has got the first 3 in the betting. Lucky Place, Peaky Boy, and Baloo. All 3 of them.
I like Peaky Boy.
All got Nico
Ian's
on
tipping
board.
up the TriCast.
Yeah.
He likes doing them. He did one of them at the festival, didn't he?
Didn't he say it was the obvious bet at one point last year?
At the festival, yeah. TriCast.
So I would say if any of them was to run, I would say it's probably be Peaky Boy. So. Yeah. Not a bet, but I'd say keep an eye on him for future.
Yeah, he's one of my trackers. I quite like Peaky Boy. He was good over here.
Other than that, OG, other than the 2 we've covered, I've not really got much else to add.
Okay. Alex all over Bob Ricard in the 145.
He can't jump, can he, though, OJ? That's the problem.
Bob
Jumps like a wheelie bin.
He's good, but he can't jump.
If there's low sun all the way around the track, he might win, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You never know. Weather's been good. Okay, yeah, no more messing around. Excellent. Thank you, boys.
Did you notice in the OJ, in the
no, you're okay.
220, the third time Lucky's back after a long time off the track?
No, I didn't.
First run for Fergal, isn't it?
Yeah. Not raced since April 23, so that's good to see him back. He was another of Matty's favourites, wasn't he, actually? It's like a tribute to Matty tonight with all these ex-favourites going.
Because we're missing him.
Yeah, but, you know, he was decent in his day when he had a few good runs when he bounds out in front. So, yeah, he might be worth watching.
Liberty Hunter in there as well.
Yeah, joint favourite.
Is it?
It's not a bad race, that, if it doesn't cut up too much.
Okay. Right. Well, superb. But if I was to put you on the spot and pick one horse for the November meeting, on the spot now, Ian.
I'll go with Lookaway on the Saturday, 1:45.
Lovely. Ian, Alex and John, if you would also go with Lookaway, don't not go for Lookaway just because Ian has. Johnny?
I'll go American Sniper.
For David Pipe.
Quite like that one. Yeah.
Lovely. And Al?
Honestly, I'm so tempted to go with the Tony Martin horse. I'm so tempted.
Do it.
But no, I'm not. I'm going to go with a safer option and go with Buddy One, the outsider of 4.
Ooh. Love it. Okay. Excellent, chaps. Was there anything else over the weekend? There was some good Irish racing. We got the Troy Town and so on. Anything else that caught your eye at all the weekend? Ian looks like he's
I was
like
literally
Jaguar waiting to pounce there.
I was just looking at the Troy Town, and they've got odds. An American Mike. We talked about old favourites of ours. You got American Mike, Chemical Energy, Xana here, Churchstone Warrior, one of Alex's old favourites. But American Mike might not be over 3 miles again. 6-1 might not be bad. 11 stone.
Didn't he win at this meeting last year? Because I'm sure we were we watched it on the tellies in that.
We
William
did,
Mills.
yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, over 2 mile 4. Won a beginner's chase. Beat Factor File.
There we go.
Ian Facts. After that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, gents. Well, I don't know how long we've been recording for. Probably too long in a lot of people's eyes. But thank you very much, chaps. I've really enjoyed it. Got some lovely nuggets. Alex is going to get me off to a flyer on Friday with Buddy One.
We helped each other out there, OJ. We both liked it.
But yeah, anything else to add, boys? Otherwise, have a great weekend. Plenty of Guinness and enjoy the weekend, boys. Enjoy the weekend's racing. Thanks again to team at Racing Pins. Remember to keep an eye out for Ian's Brain Power series. There'll be a new one coming out soon. Yeah. And most of all, folks, anything you like at all over the weekend, get in the comments. Let us know down below. There will be a reply. Always courteous. And yeah, enjoy the weekend, folks. And we'll see you all again soon.